crime, and politics. Most notably, reporting for multiple NBC affiliates nationally and internationally during Super Bowl 45 at AT&T Stadium. Before working in Dallas, she was a reporter at the ABC station in her hometown of Raleigh-Durham, North Carolina, covering the presidential election, even traveling to D.C. to cover the inauguration of President Barack Obama. Other stops include reporting in beautiful Charleston, South Carolina, and Albany, Georgia. Amanda has been featured in dozens of local magazines and newspapers for her work in the community and trailblazing career. In the past few years, Amanda beat out thousands when she was selected by D Magazine as one of the most beautiful women in Dallas and named by Dallas Weekly as Beauty of the Week for personifying beauty in a classy, professional manner. Dallas Weekly also named her as one of the 2014 People to Watch. Amanda was also featured in Southern Dallas Magazine as a top journalist in Dallas, and Fab Dallas Magazine featured her for her fashion and style. Elite News newspaper honored Amanda with a cover feature for her work in the community and named her the 2014 Grand Marshal at the Elite News MLK Parade. Amanda continues to mentor young journalists through her work in NABJ. Help me in honoring Ms. Amanda Fitzpatrick as a 2015 Class Inc. MLK Scholarship Breakfast honoree.
Hello, everyone. Listening to all that, you probably thought growing up that, I knew one day I'd have all that. I'm gonna be honest, I wanted to be a singer, and I wanted to be this great singer and dancer and actress type celebrity as a kid. But I learned early you actually have to know how to sing to be a singer or auto-tune. Had we had auto-tune back then, I might have been a classier Beyonce, but hey, there you go. I also dreamed of being a news reporter. True story, at 8 years old, I'd walk around with a hairbrush and those old school big cameras in the 80s, and I would walk around my parents' barbecues interviewing people about the food and trying to find gossip on my parents and friends. So I've always known this is what I wanted to do, and so listening to the accolades and the mentions and everything that I've received over the last 14 years in news, and I don't look that old, I've been very fortunate to, be blessed to have the opportunities that I had. First, I want to thank Bishop Dickerson and Pastor Sonia for allowing me to receive this honor. It's especially important because I'm a member of this church, so it's always great when, you get honored by people that you genuinely have love for you. I mentioned that I wanted to be a singer and an actress, and then I told you I really wanted to be a news reporter because that's what I do. The first thing that you have to remember for the young people that are here today, because this is for them, is that you have to have a dream. So my dream was to be on TV, on the news, doing anchoring and doing reporting. That was my dream. That's the first step. That's where it starts. And then I went to college because you need an education. How many of you know that? After I got my education, I had to set goals. And I didn't just set goals, I wrote them down. And that's important, again, for the young people and for us adults, because even at the age of 34, I'm still writing goals and setting new goals. Because God allowed me to get all the desires of my heart. My goals were written down and put in a Bible in 1998 when I went to college, and everything on there you just read from this list. From working in a big top 5 market as an anchor, to working in my hometown of Raleigh-Durham, to working in Atlanta as a reporter, to getting an award, which I got 3 awards at NABJ, including one I did on Craig Watkins when he was a district attorney last year. So again, writing down those goals and putting them in Matthew 7:7, ask, seek, knock, asking, seeking for it, and knocking on the door, and God will bless you with the desires of your heart. So for the young people out there, I challenge you to remember, you look at the movie Selma, and you look at today being a day about Martin Luther King Jr. and what he went through and our ancestors went through and what we're still going through today. But the door has been open for you. It's so much easier for you now than it was back then. But it's not going to be without trials. And Pastor can tell you, I've been in her office crying on those days where I'm like, this isn't fair, this isn't right. Yeah. But even through it all, you mentioned these different TV stations I worked at. When I was in Raleigh-Durham, I was laid off. And I said, I'm not doing news anymore, I'm done. Well, God had a different plan because I came to Dallas and got a job at NBC5 in the 5th largest TV market in the country. So for a whole year, I was like, I'm not doing news anymore. And then I was blessed with that. And then after NBC5, things didn't work out. I got picked up immediately in Atlanta and covered the Summer Olympics for the NBC station there. And then that was a short-term thing, came back to Dallas, unemployed. People said, oh, she'll never be on TV again. And I got a job at CW. But the interesting story behind that is I emailed that news director every day. And the days I didn't get a reply, I kept emailing. And then I said, you know what? I'm gonna email the news director's boss in Chicago. And he sent my information to the news director. She thought he knew me and brought me in, and that's how I got the job. And later we joked about it. She said, you don't know Steve? Who's that? She said, he's the reason you're here. Oh, okay, thank you, Steve. And when that ended, because my show was canceled in May, I've had those days where I'm like, okay, how you doing news again? But I was blessed to get a call by Channel 8. And I get emotional because I never gave up.
All right.
And God giving me the strength that He's given me, I'll continue to be blessed.
All right.
So thank you.
All right.
For this award.
All right.
Thank you.